Self-improvement is a lie. It cannot happen. No one can improve because the self does not exist. When you are born, you cannot speak any language. You do not know any language. And without a language, you cannot identify yourself. It's only once you learn a language, you create the illusion of the self. Self is your identity. Self-improvement is the act of enhancing your identity. This identity or the self starts with a name. Now, when you are given the name, you mostly haven't developed language yet, but everyone around you calls you by that name. And soon enough, you become conditioned to identify your physical body with your name. So anytime anyone calls you by your name, you know they are calling you. Name is the core of the identity, and this core is made up of language. The identity hereon expands. Identity starts as your name identifying your physical body. Next step is the addition of tree of connected identities, memory, and the labels to this identity. First is the tree of identity, which starts with a family. You have your own identity, which now includes the identity of appearance, then your family members, then with time, you add more people to this tree, friends, relatives, teachers, and more. This tree is what you call as relationships. Second, you have memory. Memory includes the recording of events that happen in your life, recorded by the mind. But you only remember the most the memories which you either recall a lot or have emotions attached to them. The third is the most impactful part, which is the labels of this identity, which is basically what you call a self, but it's only a part of self. These labels are the most familiar: smart, dumb, introvert, extrovert, pretty ugly, focused, distracted, fat, slim, or serious or chill. All these labels we put on ourselves or others are just words. None of them are truly real. If you do argue that labels are real, for example, people are fat, then is the person fat or is the person's body filled with fat? If you think someone is ugly, then is the person ugly, or does the person's body and face does not have the form which a brain thinks is pretty? I took appearance as example because they have physical form, which is the body. Personalities do not even have that. Extrovert, disciplined, lazy are all fake concepts. They are just thoughts. But they are still part of self, or the self-image. Personalities are behaviors arising from memory which contain past experiences. Based on past actions and their consequence, the brain creates patterns which become personalities. If the action produced desired or favorable or positive outcome, it is repeated and it becomes a part of personality and thought. If the action resulted in unexpected or negative outcome, it is suppressed down. And trying to repeat that creates fear of negative outcome. Therefore, the action looks difficult. That's exactly why it is so hard to change personality, because the fear of bad outcome is so strong, and the more memories you have of bad outcomes, the harder it is, even if it looks like everything has changed now. But not really it has changed. If you look back on your fears, there are still possibilities of bad outcomes, else the fear would not even arise. And bad outcomes make things worse and rip off freedom. That's why they create fear, so that at least to protect the very little freedom you already have and not lose it and make life even more miserable. That's the truth behind why it is so hard to change personality. The self, although isn't real, it's only the illusion which is identity. And an illusion cannot improve, because to improve something you need to interact with it. But you cannot interact with an illusion. The only possibility is to change it or get rid of it. You can get rid of it if you have no desires. Not being able to fulfill a desire creates frustration, and not having it fulfilled creates insecurity. If you do have a desire to get something which you don't have right now, this image will change to get it. But there is no way to change it. If the frustration and the insecurity gets big enough, the action to change it will be natural. And if the frustration and insecurity is not big enough and fear overtakes, you would not take action. But either way, there is nothing to improve. The illusion can only either be discarded or changed as per desire. Farewell.